I gotta count it down. As in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't take no more. I can't take no more. Oh man. Oh man. So what has my coach and their pastor for life, their chosen one, their anointed one? Yes. What has their pastor been up to? Is that right? Is he now doing intros for the promo for the trailers? Is he doing intros? Yes. Now I thought these supposed trailers were born out of the fact that some of his subscribers were complaining about the intros being too long. Yes. And being an obvious stretch of the content. And so we thought he was going to do away. He promised he was going to do away with the intros in favor of the promos. But now he's doing intros for the promos, for the previews, and the updates. Is that right? Is that right? That's my coach now. Y'all know that's my coach, all right? So good gracious, he's filling up these promos with an intro, filling up this content. Is that right? All right, so what has he really been up to? What has he really been up to? Oh, yeah? Is that right? Okay, so now he's admitting that the videos that you guys are seeing are about 4 weeks behind. Okay, so now we know that with my coach's mathematical inabilities, his mathematical deficiencies, yes, his mathematical disabilities, yes. Plus with a little bit of his tendency to stretch the truth and to exaggerate when it benefits him. We know that if he's claiming 4 weeks behind, that means that he's at least 6 weeks behind. Okay. Or as my coach would put it, 6 weeks, 6 weeks behind. He's at least 6 weeks behind. Yes. And then, oh, by the way, bear in mind that these trailers are at least 2 weeks behind, yes? And so if you run some very simple math, yes? Simple math even for Timothy Jr. Maybe not so simple for Timothy Sr., but simple math for Timothy Jr. and for Megan. If you run the simple math and you have them being 6 weeks behind on the videos that they're offering you guys, they're offering you ready Tim writers, yes? Now, bear in mind, okay, he's slow rolling you guys because he's tossing in videos about soil. He's tossing in videos about dirt and getting cheap dirt or free dirt. He's tossing in videos about supposedly working on the driveway. Okay. He's tossing in videos about dumpsters, tossing in videos about air rifles and Second Amendment nonsense. Okay. And so bear in mind, okay, even though you guys are at least 4 weeks behind, considering the fact that he's tossing this extra stuff, you guys are reasonably 6 weeks behind on this content. Yes. And plus the 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks that the actual trailers are behind. That means that's about 8 weeks. Okay. You ready, Tim writers? You heavy Tim followers. You guys are at least 8 weeks behind. Okay. And so when you guys eagerly and excitedly go into the comment section and you're commenting on things that you guys are seeing in real time, bear in mind that this content is stuff that happened back in May. I guarantee it. Okay. Add up the numbers that Tim offered you guys. Okay. Add up the numbers that he hesitantly offered you guys. Okay. He provided those numbers because he's getting some backlash, yes, about the content being old and outdated. But if you add up the numbers, this content that you guys are watching is from May. It's from May. And okay, that explains why the boys are still in homeschool. Okay, this content is not from July. It's not from June. It's from May. Okay? All right, but hopefully you guys will enjoy believing that you guys are in real time. Have you guys noticed that even Megan has been coached on this real-time terminology? Have you noticed that? Okay, they don't talk about it being this week or last week. Okay? They don't talk about it being current. Okay, they're very careful. Or, I'm sorry, coach. My coach is very careful about the terminology that he uses. Yes. Okay. Heaven forbid that he gets caught in a lie. Heaven forbid. Okay. And so he says that he calls them real time, and real time just means that the trailers, at least the trailers, are not from May. Okay, you guys are looking at trailers from June. The trailers are from June. But good gracious, that's my coach for you. Stretching that content as much as he humanly can. Yes? Okay? But now, is he still piddling around on the exterior of that mobile home? He's still piddling around. Is that right? I understand that he had some electrical issues the other day. Okay. I understand that he was banging, and when he was banging on the wall or banging on the tin or prying up the tin, he had a short circuit of some sort behind the walls, and I guess it knocked out one of his breakers. And of course, Tim, with his limited skills, his limited skill in the trades, certainly his limited skills and the electrical trade, all he could do was trial and error. Flip a breaker and see what happened. How about now, Megan? Flip another breaker and see what happens. How about now, Megan? Trial and error, yes? Only thing is, you don't want trial and error when it comes to electrical, yes? Okay? Bear in mind that those electrical hazards are not just hazards for the adults in the household. They're hazards especially for the youth, especially for the kids, yes? Okay? And so we do understand that he, through trial and error, I guess he narrowed it down. I guess he found the frayed wire. I couldn't stick around long enough to see if he did any troubleshooting on why the wire was frayed. Yes. I don't know if it was one of the rats that was nesting within the insulation. I don't know if it was a raccoon that got up in there or a squirrel that got in there and started nibbling on things. We don't know who was at fault as far as the wire being frayed. We just know that the fire was frayed. It was burned out. And I'm assuming that Tim went about repairing it. I couldn't stick around for it. But I do understand that he dealt with it. He promptly covered it up, and then he carried on about his business. But good gracious. So much useless time put into trying to beautify an ugly exterior of an undersized, single-wide sardine can of a mobile home. Yes? Okay, with all this effort, he could have gone about building a new house. He could have started it, yes? Okay, certainly he could have purchased a new mobile home. Yes? Okay, they believe in working in cash. He could have paid on it gradually and then brought it over when it was completely paid off, yes? Okay, he could have foregone purchasing that zero term, put that money toward purchasing a double wide, yes? And worked on it in a truly debt-free fashion, yes? Okay? But I guess he's still piddling around on that, and I guess we can look forward to more videos, yes? More videos for the next 2 months, yes? And then he can go about working on that porch for the next 5 to 6 months. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. For the sake of content, yes? When the content runs dry, we get desperate, yes? Okay? The content creators, they get desperate when that content runs dry. When the ruse runs dry. When the deception runs lean. When it gets to be lean. Yes? When the supporters run lean. Yes? When the supporters run thin, okay? Certainly we know that he had aspirations of accumulating months upon years of content with that Resurrection Ranch, okay? And we know for one reason or another, Grandma Lily was either pushed to the side or she stepped to the side. And now I guess they have to resort to trying to resurrect the Resurrection Ranch in the form of some foolish resurrection campers. And oh, by the way, okay, the Resurrection Campers / Ranch is no longer out at the Woodlands property. In case you missed it, okay, the Resurrection Ranch is now at IAG. Okay, and so now you have an inoperable farm, yes? There's no farming going on, yes? They are raising up some animals when they see fit to tend to them. I mean, the boys are tending to the animals, yes. The boys are tending to the farm, yes. But as far as the adults, especially since Megan's hernia surgery, the adults aren't doing any farming. Yes. If anything, Megan might be supervising just a tad bit. Okay. But so now you have an inoperable farm, a non-functional farm, but now you also have a non-functional ranch, a supposed resurrection ranch, i.e. resurrection campers / happy. I can't do it. But has he been up to anything, and I mean anything, has he been up to anything else noteworthy? Nothing really. Well, all right. Today I'm going to give my reaction to the recent trailer about, I think it was about Gideon the dog being a daddy. Yes, and it's about time. Yes, it's about time. Yes, it's about time we saw some fatherhood on the IAG farm. It's about time that somebody served as a positive role model for those boys. Yes, it's about time that somebody represented being a father figure out there at the farm. Unfortunately, it winds up being the fecal dog. Yes, it winds up being fecal Gideon. Yes, fecal Gideon is the only one that's actually fulfilling some type of fatherhood, some type of fatherly duties around that farm. Yes. But I'm going to give my reaction to that video here. Tim starts out the video by talking about, well, he's in search of the baby. He's in search of the baby piglets. He talks about how the piglets, I guess they just walk right through the fence. And I guess they've been resting underneath the house. He claims they've been in with the sheep. He claims that they've been down there with the feeder pigs. And I'm like, okay. All right. So now, isn't it the responsibility of a responsible owner to contain those pigs? Yes. Okay. Mainly for the pigs' safety. Yes. Okay. Now we do understand that my coach, he acquired this air rifle so that he could shoot the coyotes or any other predators. Yes. But if you have some piglets wandering around your farm, yes, that are not properly fenced, would that not draw the attention of the coyote? Would that not draw the attention of other predators to the farm? Would that not put them at risk? Yes, and we know my coach, he doesn't like anybody messing around with that food going on to his table. Yes. He does not like anyone messing around with that food going into his freezer. Yes. Okay. You remember what he did to Solo. Okay. Some of you Ready Tim Riders, you guys forgot all about Solo. Okay. Solo is out of sight and you guys put Solo out of your mind. Yes. Okay. Solo was guilty. He was guilty until he had a chance to prove his innocence. Okay. Remember Tim claimed that Solo, I guess, maimed one of the baby sheep. Yes, even though they admitted they didn't know who did it. And they came back and said, well, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yes, and like, okay, which one of you dogs do we like best? Which one of you dogs needs to go? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. One of you's got to go. Solo. All right, because we don't have any real attachment to Solo. We don't have any true attachment to either of these dogs, yes? But at least we supposedly purchased Gideon, whereas Solo was given to us. All right? And we know that, of course, the viewers have been complaining about us jamming 2 adult dogs into that rabbit cage for years upon months, yes? Okay, and so certainly it would be better for one of the dogs to be crammed into that cage. Okay, that rabbit cage or hamster cage. It would be better for only one dog to have to squeeze in there and suffer through the countless hours of being, we won't say incarcerated, the countless hours of being caged up. Yes, it would be better if there's only one adult dog in there. And so, Solo, you got to go. Yes. But now, he talks about the fact that the piglets are wandering freely. Certainly, they have not been properly fenced. Certainly at this point, my coach is so busy working on that raggedy old mobile home. He's too busy to go back and maintain the fence on the pig pen. Okay, he's too busy for that. All right, but he's walking us through, and he says, well, they've often been on the barn. I'm not sure what that means. So he walks over to the barn site, the supposed barn site, and of course we see it's a trash heap. It's a trash heap, inside and out. Yes. Okay, so you Steady Tim supporters, you guys can look forward to another video. It's coming soon. Another video of Megan cleaning out the shed yet again. Yes. As raggedy and as messy as it looks now, maybe you can look forward to a couple of videos. All right. But it's strewn with hay, not to mention the crap that's scattered on the inside of it. And of course, when he walks around to the front, okay, what is truly the front, okay, not the backside that he painted, that he calls the front. But when he walks around to what is truly the front of the barn, we see trash heaps. We see mess, we see scatter. Of course, we still see the milk crates that function as a step for the boys, disregarding the safety of the boys and the safety of Megan. But we don't see any piglets there, and no wonder. Yes, even pigs have standards. Yes, and pigs are like, well, we're willing to live within a pigsty. Okay, reference the mini barn area. Yes, we're willing to live in a pigsty. Okay, but this barn area, this shed area, okay, we're not going for it. All right, and so when Tim walks up on it, of course, there are no piglets there. No. We'll pass on that. Yes, we'll pass on the muck, the urine, the poop, and the fleas. But okay, Tim, go ahead. Show us more as far as you searching for these piglets. Yes, these wandering piglets.
To see where the baby pigs are today, because they've been under the house, they've been in the sheep pen, and they've gotten to the point to where their mamas are weaning them. So they're all over the place. They've been all in the feeder pig pen, and so we're gonna go down here and see. Let's see. I don't see them in the sheep pen, the ram pen today. They weren't under the house this morning. I've had to run them off from there. They love chilling on the barn. Like I say, they just walk right through the fence. But eventually they'll get too big to where they can't do that. But let's see if we can sneak up on them and see if they're out of the pen or in the pen this morning. Let's see. Are there any baby pigs on the barn site this morning? Okay. That's pretty good. I don't have any on the barn site this morning. Usually they be laying in this area right here. But it looks.
All right, Tim wanders up on Gideon, or Gideon wanders up on Tim, yes. Of course, we're reminded that Gideon is wholly untrained, yes. Okay, we're reminded that even though Tim was supposedly a breeder of dogs at one point, yes. Even though he supposedly was a trainer of dogs at one point, we've, of course, recognized that Gideon is without training, okay, whatsoever, okay, and making clicking noises that are related to food. And the only response that you get is if there's some food in the area and he's not responding to any of the commands of heel or stay or sit or lay, that means that dog is not trained. All right, okay. They're always looking for food, yes. Okay, just because they're looking for food doesn't mean they're trained, yes. Okay, I know oftentimes we use the treats or the food as incentive during their training. Okay, but if the only thing that Gideon is trained to is the click click or whatever, or the get, if he's only trained to that as it relates to food, then he's ill trained, yes? Similar to how those boys are ill trained or undertrained or undereducated or ill educated, however you want to put it, okay? But of course, Gideon comes and he jumps up on Tim. And of course, Tim is being heavy-handed with Gideon because he's trying to keep, at the same time he wants Gideon to express some excitement. At the same time, he's trying to keep Gideon down. Like, hold on now. He's like, I'm supposed to be the alpha male, yes? Gideon, I'm the alpha male. And Gideon's like, I beg to differ. Get down. But of course, he comments on the fact, well, Gideon, you have not been in the septic fields today. And of course, we viewers, we know that Gideon is in the septic fields every day. Every day, yes? The cat is out of the bag, coach. We know he's in there every day, yes? Until you build some type of fencing around those septic or those leach fields. Okay? We know that up to now, it's been a favorite pastime of Gideon. Yeah. So we know he's in the septic fields. Yes. For a moment, you're going to comment on something that one of your subscribers said, but then you focus your attention on the piglets. Yes. Okay. We know lately you can't help but respond to those comments. Yes. You can't help but respond to those negative comments lately. It's like a reflex of yours, coach. Okay. They say something, they offer some advice, they offer some tips or some pointers, and you get defensive. Why are you getting defensive? Okay. You should be, an alpha male will be confident in his choices, confident in his decisions, yes, but willing to be receptive. He should be receptive to the input of others that may have more wisdom. Yes. I mean, bear in mind, you've been on that farm, I don't know, for 5 years now. Okay. And you've only been farming for, I don't know, 1 or 2 of those years, maybe at one of those years. Okay. So any input that you receive from your subscribers or from your viewers, certainly you should be receptive to it. Why are you getting so defensive, coach? Yes. Why so angry? Why so angry, coach?
With the mamas this morning, because they've been following Gideon around, and pretty much wherever Gideon lays it, you'll see a big old batch of baby pigs laying around him. I don't know where he at this morning. Probably somewhere where he not supposed to be at. What's up, Gideon? You heard me talking about you? What's up, bud? Come on. Good boy. You haven't been in the septic water? There go one. There they go. I knew it. They were under there with you, Gideon. You said, yeah, my buddies, they under the barn with me. You been staying out of the septic water? You can jump on me as long as you stay out of the septic water. All right, now get down. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Let me get down and see if I can see how many baby pigs under there. Don't jump on my back now.
All right, so Tim, he gets down and dirty, yes? I know what you guys are thinking. He's always dirty. And I know some of you guys are saying he's always down, as in low down. But he gets down and dirty so that he can get some footage of the piglets under the shed. Okay. And I guess the mama pig wanders up behind him and says, don't bite me. Don't bite me on the arm. Okay, I'm not the one who put your babies underneath the shed. And of course, the pig is thinking, absolutely, you are responsible. Yes. You built this subpar fencing. Yes. You built this inadequate fencing. Yes. And you're so focused on your content and your editing, okay, that you can't upgrade the fencing in order to keep my dear piglets enclosed. Yes. To keep my dear piglets, my dear offspring safe, out of harm's way. Of course, you're the one that put them underneath the shed. He's talking about, I'm not the one. Of course you are, Tim. Yes, you're so focused on that futile upgrade to the exterior. You're so focused on beautifying your mobile home such that it can compete with your shed. You're so focused on that you can't improve the fencing. No, that's too much work. Okay, now, of course, we see that the grass is overgrown. Of course, we know that there hasn't been any weed eating going on in those areas when he's focused. He can only focus on one thing at a time, yes? Okay, and all of his bestiality, okay, when he's going full beast mode, yes? When he's being proud of being marked or labeled as a beast, not as a lion, being labeled as a beast, and all of his bestiality, okay, you can't multitask. Okay, you can't work on the raggedy exterior and cut the grass. Okay, you can't tear off some tin in the morning and weed whack in the afternoon. You can't do that, coach. So of course that pig is looking at you. And we know what he's thinking, yes? You disappointing son of a...
Let's see if y'all can see. All right, there's one under there scratching. All right, mama. Hey, don't bite me on the arm now. I'm not the one that put your baby pigs under there. All right, so we got some under there.
All right, so he shows us footage of more piglets underneath the shed. And so the first question is, why are they trying to escape the designated pig pen? what is it, about 3 or 4 mamas in there and a dozen piglets? Why are they trying to escape? Okay, does that imply that the pig pen is inadequate in some fashion? Yes. Why are they trying to escape? Trying to escape their mamas? Why? Why are they seeking shade underneath the shed? Do they not have proper shading within the pig pen? Do they not have proper irrigation or watering hose within the pig pen? Why are they trying to escape? Okay, now Tim talks about, well, they follow Gideon around, and wherever he lays, they cluster around him and what have you. Okay, but now in the time that it's taking you to film this, now you've known for weeks that those piglets were escaping. Okay, and actually it looks like they're just walking right through. They're just walking right through, right? Okay, they don't have to work hard at all in order to supposedly escape. Okay, but so you've known for weeks that they were just walking right through that fence. So in the time that you've known about it and in the time that you've taken to film this, could you not have reinforced that fencing? Could you not have taken those boys out, wrenched them from their homeschooling, okay, and had those boys go out there and reinforce the fencing as part of their goofy vocational training? I'm sorry, vocational homeschooling. Okay? So it's on you, coach. It all falls on you, coach. But good gracious. Now, bear in mind, we have not forgotten, coach. We have not forgotten that these pigs are supposedly preparing the soil for that farm that's yet to come. And I don't know, about 9, 10, 11 months, maybe a year from now. They're preparing the soil, yes? And so if half of the pigs are escaping from the pig pen, they're escaping from that future gardening area, yes? Are they not preparing other soil around the farm? Everywhere around the farm, especially in that shed area. Are they not now preparing that soil for gardening? And by that, I mean, of course, they are pooping and peeing and rooting outside of that pen area, coach, especially in that barn area. And of course, the pigs are like, hold on now. The raccoons have already been here. The possums have been here. The snakes, the mice, the rats, the squirrels. Everybody else has been in this shed area. It's our turn now. Yes? But show us more, coach. Show us more.
Better watch out while I'm under here. Oh, yeah. There's one right there. Oh, hey, baby pigs. I see y'all under there. Spend a little bit of time with Gideon. But, yeah, I didn't even see him because I only saw the ones that were over here with the mamas. And look at Gideon. He's having a good time with them. Like I said, they end up going wherever he's at. And they'll just be laying, in the pile with him. For real. I guess they say he know where the good shade spots are. And so they just walk right through the fence. Let's see if we can catch one walking through the fence. Let me show y'all. This one looks like it's about to walk through the fence. Come on through. Don't be shy for the camera. Yeah, I don't like it's gonna come through. But the squares, well, actually there's a little. Oh, where you come from? But yeah, they can fit right through. Y'all going in? Everybody going in? Go ahead. I'm not gonna bother you.
And now we all recognize that dogs are considered to be a man's best friend. But now in my coach's case now, of course, Gideon would have to be considered or recognized, not even considered, recognized to be my coach's only friend. Yes. All right. Okay. And most of us pet owners, we talk to our pets. Yes. Okay. Now, what we don't expect is for our pets to talk back to us. Okay. When we expect them to dialogue with us, that's when it gets loony. Okay. And now when we expect our pets to speak to other animals, okay, in our house or our backyard, in our garden or on our farm, that's when it gets really loony. And so, of course, my coach, with his tendency for putting words and thoughts in people's minds and mouths, etc., Okay, he's like, well, Gideon, tell the piglet it's okay to come out of the pig pen area. Right? Of course, Gideon's like, what? But and then of course he gets a shot of him underneath, and he's like, well, Gideon, what do you think about the piglets? All right, Gideon, you enjoying the piglets? And as if he's expecting some type of response, truly expecting a response from Gideon. All right, Coach. Now, Coach, those animals around that farm, they don't have a choice. Okay, if you want to force them into friendship, if you want to force it on them, then so be it. They don't have a choice in the matter. Yes. Okay. But good gracious, conversations with the animals, Coach. But show us more. Show us more.
You gonna lay in the sun? No, still in the shade. Here we go. Here we go one. But y'all saw that? Just right through the square. Actually, do I have this panel upside down? I think I got this panel upside down. That might be one of the reasons. Because these bottom squares are supposed to be too small for them to fit through. Come on through. Come on through. I'm not going to bother you. Come on through, buddy. You can go get in the shade. Tell him he can come on through, get it. Or he or she. But they're not afraid to get in at all. Like I said, he plays with them and, tells them where the good shade spots are. Look at him under there. He just like to sit there and look at him. What you think, Giddy? You like your pigs? You like your baby pigs, but yeah.
All right, so Tim eventually admits that he actually installed the panel upside down. This is your not only is he your pastor, but this is your farmer, yes? This is the guy that you're taking tips and pointers from as far as farming or homesteading or gardening. Okay? The panel is upside down. Okay? Poor workmanship. Yes? What were you thinking when you installed it, Tim? He didn't care. Okay? But now he says, well, what would be the fun? If I actually installed it properly, what would be the fun in that? Yes? Doing something the correct way, doing something the right way. What would be the fun in that? Yes? It's kind of like telling someone, hey, what would be the fun in telling the truth? I would rather mislead my viewers, deceive my viewers. Yes? Okay? What would be the fun in telling the truth? But good gracious. So he admits that he has it upside down. He's like, okay, now, because I installed it upside down, because I displayed poor workmanship, which you can expect to see more of it on that happy camper, which some of you viewers, some of you eager / gullible viewers can expect to see at your own camper or your own house. Okay, when you invite me over. Okay. But he's like, what would be the fun in that? Okay, then we wouldn't have piglets wandering all over our farm. Okay. Wasn't the sole purpose of putting up the fence to safely contain the pigs and the piglets? And now you're saying, well, it didn't matter because it's a lot more fun having them run rampant. Oh, wow. But show us more, Coach. Show us more.
As I'm talking to y'all, I'm looking at this. I actually have this panel right here upside down. So if I had this panel the right way, I might not have that problem. But where's the fun in that? You won't have baby pigs running around the farm at that point. Look at that big one right there. He's a big one. We still have to castrate too. So we're a little bit behind on castration. But yeah, that's the saga of trying to figure out where the baby pigs are going to be for that day. So what's going on, IAG?
All right, so Tim talks about using these trailers to bring you guys up to date. And of course, the question on our minds is what date? All right, we're watching content from May. Okay, we're in the middle of summer and we're watching content from the spring. What are you talking about bringing us up to date? And then he talks about real time. Real time. Real time? Is it real? Is it? Is it real? Okay. We already know what we're seeing is scripted. We know that the content the actions, the gestures, the excitement. We already know all that stuff is scripted. We already know that's not real. Okay, but now we're talking about real time. Okay, and now here he admits that you guys are 4 weeks behind on the content. Okay, I already reminded you guys that means that you're at least 6 weeks behind. Yes. But okay, Coach, tell us more.
Family, this is another edition of the IAG exclusives, bonus footage, sneak peeks, and all those type of things. Like I said, we pick y'all up, before the full-length video comes out that next morning at 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And we just spend a little bit of time with y'all and bring y'all on, up to date on, what's going on the farm, like in the real time, because the videos y'all are seeing are at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks behind at this point. Like I said, we've had so much going on. I've been one busy man. And yes, Megan did give me my big bucket of chicken after we got that patty.
All right, so Tim talks about the fact that he's been cutting grass. All right, it's good to hear. A little bit of multitasking, yes? All right, and we know that it's not just for aesthetics. Cutting grass around a raggedy old farm is also a safety issue, yes? Because we know there are plenty of things that hide in the grass, yes? Okay, and so he talks about cutting grass, and he talks about the fact that, okay, when I was cutting the grass, I came up upon some mystery item. Again, and it's a hint for you guys, yes? For you ready Tim riders, it's a hint, yes? Okay? Just wait for it. Okay, sometime in September, you can look forward to seeing another video of me mowing the grass. Yes, September, mark your calendar. Another grass cutting video. But good gracious. And he's like, well, I want to leave it as a hint. I want to leave it as a teaser. And I'm like, okay, I thought you were bringing everybody up to date. I thought you were bringing us closer to real time. Why not just tell us? Okay, you got plenty of videos in the queue for that raggedy mobile home. Yes, plenty of videos in the queue. Yes, we don't really need another grass cutting, lawn mowing video. Just tell us, what did you see? But you guys have that to look forward to. Tim also implies that they've done a little bit of work on the supposed happy camper, even though we can see it off in the distance, looking sad as all get up. Yes, looking neglected, overgrown, abandoned. Okay? Condemned. Looking condemned, yes? Happy camper is looking condemned, yes? Okay? But he says, okay, now you guys know I've been busy on this siding. I've been busy twiddling my thumbs on this siding, yes? I've been busy goofing off on this siding, and we haven't had time to tend to the camper. Okay, but I'm going to give you guys a video, yes? I don't want the Resurrection Ranch channel or content to go fully dormant. Okay, so I'm going to provide you guys with a video. You got a video coming, I don't know, what do you say? A week after or day after or what have you, yes? All right, but you're ready, Tim Riders? They can wait on it, Coach. They can wait on it.
Door installed, and it was good too, and for real. But yeah, I just got through cutting some grass yesterday, and I don't even want to tell y'all what I saw yesterday. I'm just gonna make y'all wait for that. But I'm not even gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna think I'm making this stuff up. I'm gonna let y'all wait for that full-length video before I tell y'all what happened yesterday when I was cutting grass. But just stay tuned because it was super crazy. It's like I never would have imagined that I would have seen another one of these things. For real. So that'll give y'all a hint. That's the IAG hint to what that thing was that I saw while I was cutting grass yesterday. So that just completely threw me all the way off. But it's been fun times around here. Like I said, I've been super busy. We actually have a video coming out probably maybe tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, because we have the full-length IAG video tomorrow. So maybe the day after that, y'all will see an update on the Resurrection Camper, on Happy Camper. Like I said, we haven't been doing a whole lot on the camper because clearly, I've been working all day, all night on that last video that y'all saw when I was installing the pack.
Tim talks about waking up or going out to work at 6:30 in the morning, supposedly not eating, just drinking throughout the day, and supposedly finishing up with the patio door, right? And now, we do know that he's prone to exaggerate, yes? Okay, but now if he had started work at 6:30, if he had not finished up to midnight, welcome to the life of a farmer, yes? Welcome. You get no sympathy from us. Yes. Okay. Oh, by the way, this doesn't involve, these activities around this sighting don't involve any farm activity. Okay, there's no farming here, but welcome to being a supposed farmer. Okay, working from sunup. You were a little bit late being out there at 6:30 though, but working from sunup to sundown. Yes, and still working more. Yes, the life of a true farmer. But now you said, well, even after I finished up supposedly at midnight, supposedly, I still had some editing. I believe I still went in and did the editing. And we're like, of course you did the editing. Okay, that was the sole purpose of you working on the exterior of the raggedy mobile home. Okay, all right. Okay, and so we know that the content is the fruit of the labor. Okay, the siding or the weather wrap or the OSB or some raggedy windows or a useless patio door, those are not the fruit. The fruit of this labor is the content. So of course you went in and did editing, coach. Of course you did. Okay. But good gracious, coach. Good gracious. Tell us more.
Door. I literally got up at like 5 o'clock that morning, drunk my coffee, ate my breakfast, got out at 6:30. Actually, I don't even think I ate breakfast. I don't think I ate that whole day for real. I think I had a cup of coffee and I just had water and body armor throughout the day. But I got outside and started working at 6:30 a.m. And literally on that last video that y'all saw, I didn't get done because I went in the house at like 12 after installing the patio door. But I still had like a couple hours. I think I think I may have edited that night for real. And I think I didn't go to bed till like 3 or 4 o'clock that morning. But anyway, like I say, it's just,
And of course, Tim, he's still defending this beast mode concept. Instead of letting it go and letting it just fade away from the minds of his steady supporters, yes? Instead of just letting it fade and moving on, okay, he's still trying to defend it in his insecurity, okay, and his inappropriate usage of labeling himself with the mark of the beast. He's like, well, no, for us, we have our own definition of a beast. Okay? And our definition is, going after something that seems insurmountable and doing everything that's humanly possible. Okay? In order to achieve it. And then resting. Like, wait, how does that? Okay. Talk about a bootleg definition. All right. And you talk about, well, we have a favorite scripture that we try to apply to offset what a beast really means, yes? And so when we talk about a beast, even though I display certain beastly actions and I had to display certain beastly behavior, yes? Okay, when we talk about a beast in our search, okay, and we're frantically searching for scripture to support this beast mode thing, okay, we found a scripture that talks about a lion. Yes, and so when we talk about a beast, we're talking about a lion. Only thing is the lion does not refer to you, coach. Okay, but tell us more.
Like I always say about beast mode. Beast mode is not anything crazy, anything bad, or anything whatever. Some people get super spiritual. They hear the word beast, and all they think about is mark of the beast. It's like, listen, that is like the word beast is mentioned in the Bible more than, just talking about the mark of the beast. And we like the scripture where it talks about in Proverbs 28:1, it says, the wicked flee when no man pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. You know what I'm saying? A lion is a beast. The Bible talks about the beast of the field. But anyway, going in beast mode, like I say, it just pretty much means that we see a goal or we set a goal and then we do everything humanly possible for real to accomplish that goal. And then once that goal is accomplished, then we can settle back down again. So I know that this pace that I'm on right now is not sustainable for forever. You know what I'm saying? It's not sustainable. Nothing.
All right. As part of being a beast, Tim has set a 2-month goal for completing the siding. And he says, I might even get it painted within the 2 months. Like, 2 months. Okay, to tear down some raggedy tin. put in some new insulation, OSB, weather wrap, windows, siding, 2 months, really? And that sounds reasonable to who? You woeful Tim worshipers, get in the comments and tell me why it sounds reasonable for him to take 2 months in order to finish the siding on that single wide, not even a double wide. Okay, tell me why it's reasonable for him to take 2 months just for the siding. Okay, and he reminds you guys that no, that's just the siding. Okay, then we're going to go on our vacation, and then we'll start working on the porch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
For 2 months, because the goal that we have is a 2-month goal, and we're going to be done with this siding on this mobile home, and we might even have it painted. Like, my goal is to have all the siding done, all the trim done, and possibly even painted before we go to Disneyland. And when we get back from Disneyland, we're going to be starting on the porch build, the epic, dynamic, for real, most amazing porch you've ever seen.
Tim, he argues in his insecurity. He argues with one of his subscribers or commenters about putting a patio door on the front of your house. And he's talking about, well, this is a Mississippi porch that we're building. It's not a deck. Okay, we do know that in certain parts of the country, it's customary to have the deck on the back of the house. Yes. We do know that it's customary to have the patio door open onto the back deck of the house. It's customary, yes? Now, bear in mind, Tim and Megan, they've been throwing out the rules, yes? In this beast mode, in this bestiality mode, they've been throwing out all the rules. And he's like, okay, we're not just building a deck, we're building a porch. Okay, it sounds like semantics to me, yes? And as such, because we're building a porch, we're going to have a patio door that opens onto our porch. And because our single wide is so long, it's extra long, then it makes sense for us to actually have 2 doors on the front of our mobile home. I'm like, okay, coach, whatever. Okay. But yet another example of Tim arguing with his subscribers. Okay. And he's saying, well, some people should not be allowed to comment. And we already know your sentiment on that, coach. Isn't that why you shut down your comments? Because you felt like no one. Okay, if anybody had a dissenting view, if anybody had a contrary view, if anybody was critical, if anybody was a discerning viewer, okay, you didn't want to hear from them. You didn't want those comments. So we already know that you believe that certain people should not have the ability to comment. And we know that those people are those that disagree with what you're doing. Yes. But bear in mind, Tim, you're still a babe, yes? You're still a babe, yes? Definitely as far as farming goes, yes, because you haven't done much farming yet at all. But even in this construction / carpentry area or phase or season or whatever you want to call it, you're still a babe. And so there's plenty of advice as far as home building, even home building, building up a home. You're still a babe. And so if people are giving you wisdom, they're offering you wisdom. Why so defensive? Again, coach, why so defensive? Okay, just accept it for whatever it's worth, coach. You make your decisions. They're final. Around that farm, your decisions are final. Yes? And so now if you want to build this ridiculous porch on the front of your mobile home, you want to build a porch that's the same size as the home, okay, and you want to force the homeschooling out onto your porch, okay, you want to force dining areas out onto your porch and put recliners or leisure chairs or ceiling fans out there on your porch, and you want to have a patio door opening onto that porch so you have ready access to the porch, okay, so you can sit out there in your underwear. We remember when you said it. Okay, so you want to have a patio door so you can walk out in your underwear and drink your coffee, then so be it. All right? Okay, but this is YouTube. Everybody has the right to comment. Everybody has the ability to comment. Okay, coach? So don't get your feathers all in a bunch, yes? Don't get your underwear in a bunch. Don't get your feathers all flustered, coach. It's YouTube. Okay, it's where your bread is buttered. Yes? It's where your money, your monetization comes from, coach. All right? So relax, coach. They're just comments. They're just suggestions. They're just tips. They're just pointers. Observations, coach.
Seeing on a mobile home or any home. And that's what somebody said. I want to comment on that because somebody said that we put the patio door. This is one of the reasons why some folks shouldn't be allowed to comment. For real. Well, somebody said left a comment and said we put the patio door on the front of the house. And patio doors, do you know the rule of where patio doors are supposed to go? Patio doors are supposed to go on the back of the house. I told Megan, yeah, that makes sense. Let me put the patio door on the back of the house and then build this big, amazing deck on the front of the house and have a patio door on the back of the house. For real. It's like they're thinking about patios. Like we're going to be building a porch, a country Mississippi country porch. You know what I'm saying? And a porch is different from a patio. Even though we have a patio door, it's going to be put on the deck or on the front porch. You know what I'm saying? And it's abnormal because our house is so long, because usually, you know, homes are not that long. And so on the front, you only have a front door. But our house is long. Like I say, traditionally, it's common to put a patio door or a deck on the front of a mobile home, and to put a patio door on the front of the mobile home as well. Like I said, that's just common. But I didn't read the rule that said that patio doors, we did it wrong, you know, what this person said. And patio doors are supposed to go on the back of your home. So build a deck on the front, but put the patio door on the back. But anyway, so after we get done with the...
Tim talks about that after they finish off the siding on the hammer, after they finish the siding, they're going to take a vacation. They're going to take a month-long vacation. Okay, so we do know that you were planning to go to Disney World for, I guess, 7 days. I believe it was 7 days. We're not sure how much of an exaggeration that was. But certainly 7 days do not equate to a month. Okay, and so either you're changing the story on the fly or you're sharing the fact that even though you're vacationing away from home for 7 days, you're going to be off duty for the next 3 weeks. Okay, so you're telling us in advance that you're going to be off duty. Once you get back from Disney World, once you get back from the initial vacation, Tim, my coach Tim, their pastor Tim is going to be on vacation for an additional 3 months. Okay, so at least he's being honest, or he let it slip one way or the other. Okay, we already know that he took a 2-month break from working on that shed. I guess between Grandma Lily caulking it and him going back and doing the painting or the trim or whatever it was. He already admitted to taking a 2-month break. And so certainly after he does all this work, all this foolish, redundant work on trying to beautify a raggedy old single wide, to mimic the appearance of his shed. Certainly after he spends all this time, he's going to need at least a month off. Okay? By his standards, okay? By his standards of dedication, okay? By his standards to putting in an honest day's work, certainly he's going to need at least a month off, yes? And so he says, we're going to be on vacation for a month. And of course, we know that vacation only includes Tim. Okay, the boys will be back to doing farm chores, yes? Megan will be back to supporting the farm chores. Okay? And meanwhile, Tim will be kicking up his feet. Kicking up his feet and getting caught up on these videos, getting caught up on his editing. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, listen, hold on now. It's hard. It's getting harder for me to take any more of this video. And we haven't even got to the sneak peek part, yes? Okay, guys, but I got to count it down. As in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't take no more.
Siding, I'm trying not to be mean. I'm just joking. But after we get done with the siding, painting, trim, we're gonna take a family vacation for a month, and then when we get back, we're gonna start on this epic porch build. So it's gonna be amazing. And as y'all saw, a hint or a sneak peek of view, I guess that's what it was called, of our dirt work and the contracting. And like I say, I'm in.
That's it for my reaction to that recent trailer trash, where Tim talks about Gideon being a daddy, okay, being the father figure of IAG. For once, we finally have a father figure, yes? We finally have an alpha male around that farm. But that's it for my reaction. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. I do appreciate it. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.